Welcome to the only place you ever need to come if you're ever looking for a cruise getaway. This is CruiseAway, Australia's premier cruise agent with a pedigree stretching back over 25 years. And this is the show that brings travel know-how to your TV.
Yes, welcome. It's Jo and Derek here to bring the brochure to life, take you on board some incredible cruise ships and show you the world at the very best prices. Now, it's as simple as that. And in this show, we are sailing with Holland America Line, the true travellers cruise line.
Yes, and they've been in the business of warm travel for over 150 years, and in today's show we'll take you across to the UK to enjoy a Canary Islands, Morocco and Madeira sailing for a fabulous trip in April of 2027, and we'll head back to London later in the year too as Holland America Line teams up with the History Channel for a special Norwegian adventure to the fjords and the Arctic Circle.
Before that though, the chance to both celebrate Christmas and New Year being taken care of in style, taking in the best of Aussie and Kiwi highlights for a whole month on a double cruise on board Holland America Line's Noordam, starting on the 20th of December. Ooh, this is going to be a fun one, isn't it? South Australia and New Zealand Explorer. Oh, I can't imagine the relief of being away as well at this time of year, just enabling you to just have everything done for you. This is the great thing, right? You're not having to worry about cooking dinner for the relatives or, you know, even necessarily wrapping presents, because maybe the cruise is going to be your present. Now, when you're on board Noordam, the beautiful thing about Holland America Line is the pace of life. It just feels very relaxed, and it is traditional cruising. And as Derek mentioned, you know, they've been cruising for well over 100 years, so it's a very traditional concept. But at the same time, it doesn't feel dated. You know, it feels fresh. Holland America Line. The quality of the food is superb. The Pinnacle Grill in particular and Canaletto, which are your specialty dining options, are well worth the, you know, small additional fee whilst you're on board. Maybe you're going to upgrade to a Neptune suite, where you have your own concierge and your own lounge, and you have canapes and a coffee machine and someone that can book all your excursions and do everything for you without you even having to head down to the main reception. I love that. So if it's a special occasion, that's definitely something to consider for sure. It's worth it. But you know, your day-to-day on Holland America Line is going to be full of enrichment, because there's lots of enrichment activities, and they do put a firm focus on music too. So yeah, wonderful lounges where you can see live jazz, you can see the house band, the Neptune band they're called, and they often play at sail away and around the ship. So you've got lots of different styles of music. You've got a piano bar as well, and so, you know, after hours, if you don't want to necessarily go and do the show every night, there's lots of other options for you. Classical music too, live pianists in Billboard and BB King's. Oh, it's going to be fantastic. So we're off on an adventure cruising out of Sydney, and first up we're going to be heading into beautiful Phillip Island. You know, quietly special, windswept coastline, rugged cliffs and incredible wildlife, and of course the little penguins that you can see, you know, walking up the promenade if you're lucky enough. Next up we're into Melbourne, and Melbourne gives us a lovely stopping off point for the Great Ocean Road, the Yarra Valley, for wineries of course. And if you're just heading downtown, maybe you're going to ride the trams and go to Federation Square and do a spot of shopping whilst you're here. Next up we're going to be heading into Burnie in Tasmania, which is a very small but proudly creative part of Tassie, and known for its artisan workshops and its incredible coastal scenery as well. The Tasmanian Makers and Coastal Heritage Tour would be a fun one to do, learning about that. Then it's Adelaide, refined and relaxed, known as the 20-minute city, and also close to some of the country's best vineyards, of course, including Barossa Valley. And you can do the wine tour, taking you out to Barossa whilst you're here. Maybe you've done it before, maybe you haven't. Then it's Kangaroo Island, which does feel definitely very raw and untouched, and is full of incredible wildlife. In fact, you can do a tour which takes you to the Seal Bay Conservation, and that's a nice one to do to learn about the wildlife. Then it's Hobart, blending, of course, the colonial history with a surprisingly modern feel as well. Now, the Mona and Derwent River Ferry tour would be a great one to do, because you get to go to the Mona Museum, of course, then. Port Arthur's next. Very pretty, and again, it's the natural beauty that this port is all about, including the remarkable cave. You know, you can do a little tour that will take you down there, and a harbour cruise, actually. So you get sort of perspectives from all directions. Eden's next, which is has a fascinating maritime past. Now, the Twofold Bay and Killer Whale history tour tells you a story of the wild orcas, which actually worked alongside the whalers. That's a really interesting story, that one. Next up, we're back into Sydney. This is the start of your second cruise. So you have a day to enjoy Sydney, and if you're a local, it's always a novelty anyway, isn't it, to be, maybe in your home city on the cruise ship. So of course, there's so many things to do locally. Then we are back into Melbourne for another little stop in Melbourne, allowing you to go deeper, into Melbourne's incredible culture. The Yarra Valley food and wine experience is a real favourite tour here. And of course, anyone who knows Melbourne knows it's a real foodie city. Then it's Hobart, and a second visit allows you to explore, beyond the traditional highlights. Perhaps you're going to do the Bruny Island gourmet and wildlife journey, which combines coastal lookouts with local oysters, cheese and wildlife encounters. Then we're cruising through incredible Fiordland National Park. You'll see waterfalls plunging straight into the fjords, mist clinging to sheer cliffs and seals potentially basking on rocky ledges. One of the most scenic passages in the world. This is going to be incredible. The pictures you're going to get, just mind-blowing. Then it's Christchurch, which blends English heritage with modern design. Now you can enjoy the Transalpine Scenic Railway, which crosses gorges and mountain passes into the Southern Alps. That would be a great excursion to take. Before we head to Piton, and sitting in the heart of the Marlborough Sounds, lovely waterways, forested hills. Now, obviously you're in wine country here, so you can do the Marlborough Wine Tour, or perhaps head out on the water for some great whale watching. Then it's Wellington, and quite creative part of New Zealand, this one, and independent as well. Now, the Weta Workshop experience offers a behind-the-scenes look at world-class film and prop making and effects design. Of course, New Zealand's known for its movie business. Then it's Napier, also known for great wines. There's a famous Art Deco architecture in downtown Napier as well, which would be interesting. You can do the Deco walking tour, which will explore this. I think that would be really great. Taranga's up next, and whether you're heading on the Hobbiton tour or out into Rotorua to see the bubbling mud pools, this is a charming port of call. There's also the Maori village to visit. You can do a best of highlights, actually. Takes you to everything. Then we're going to end the cruise in Auckland. You're going to disembark. You've got a 2-night hotel stay with breakfast, and it's a beautifully scenic port of call, this one. Harbours, islands, volcanic cones rising from the water. Take a ferry across to Waiheke Island for the vineyards and beaches whilst you're here, or maybe a zipline experience. So here's an overview for you. Of course, starting the cruise in Sydney is a double cruise. So then you're heading to Phillip Island, Melbourne, Burnie, Adelaide, Kangaroo Island. Then you're off to Hobart, Port Arthur, Eden, and then, of course, you're disembarking at the end in Auckland, where you'll have a hotel stay, and we're going to fly you back to Oz after this amazing adventure. Of course, taking in some scenic cruising in Fiordland National Park as well.
So much going on. I love it. This is a very, very popular choice already as a package with our CruiseAway viewers, and I am not surprised. 31 nights of sheer joy. Christmas and New Year are wrapped up in this as well as part of that joy, and the price tag, well, considering you are doing 2 14-night cruises together and you've got the stay in Auckland and the flight back to Sydney, that price tag, because this really is going to look after you for the whole of that time. Imagine just being able to take the responsibility of Christmas and New Year and all the arrangements that come with that and just lose them, because you're going to be on holiday, so somebody else will be doing absolutely everything for you. So sheer joy, escape, Christmas, New Year, 28 nights of cruising in South Australia, Tasmania and New Zealand as well. While you're on board, just sit back and enjoy absolutely everything. The wonderful food, the service, the entertainment, the live music, the great shopping, the fabulous port, and the getaway that you deserve, quite frankly. And remember, you've got that stay in Auckland for a couple of nights right at the end of the cruise before you then fly back. All you need today is a deposit with these details here. And all you need to do is pick up the phone and call us right now. It's even easier than that. Just call us today, toll free, 1300 408 764. A deposit is all you need right now to get this in the diary. And then you know that Christmas, when that rolls around again, but you're going to be somewhere else, completely and utterly different, celebrating Christmas and New Year and a good chunk of January away. Locally, not too far away, you know, we might be hooking up with friends and family who are around Oz or Tasmania or New Zealand. It might be a chance to catch up with folk while you're doing that. Either way, what a great escape, and it's a lovely price. And actually, almost any price wouldn't be too much, would it, for this kind of escape? You know, you kind of want it, don't you? It's kind of, you're kicking on a half-open door, really, aren't you?
Right.
1300 408 764 is the toll-free number. Remember, our team have over 25 years of cruise know-how, so they can answer any questions along the way as well. Holland America Line is a real treat of a cruise as well, Jo, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just fantastic, and it just feels like a home away from home as well when you're on Holland America Line. So we have another Holland America Line adventure taking us to Europe in April 2027, and a 19-night trip taking in the Canary Islands, Morocco, Madeira and the UK. You'll fly from Sydney over to London to enjoy 3 nights in a city hotel. Time to hit Oxford Street for the shopping, or take a cruise along the Thames maybe. That would be a great thing to do. You can actually do a speedboat along the Thames, James Bond style. Oh, I'd like doing that actually. Afternoon tea, you've got to do it in Fortnum and Mason or the Ritz or Claridge's, and head to Harrods for sure. Got to go to the food hall in Harrods. Then it's down to Dover for the White Cliffs, and we're going to be cruising on board the beautiful new Staten Dam for 14 nights. Nice 2-week cruise on the new Staten Dam, heading out in European springtime as well, which is a wonderful time to get away. Now, this is part of the Pinnacle class of Holland America Line, and she's sister ship to the Collings Dam, and the second Pinnacle class ship actually. So these are Holland America Line's slightly larger vessels, but large for them is still less than 2,700 people. So you do still feel like you have that very high grade of service and more space on Holland America Line. The design was inspired by the fluid curves of musical instruments, but these ships are always very pared down. It is about low-key luxury on Holland America Line. It's about, you know, thoughtful lighting designs and spaces, making you feel at home, comfortable, and just well taken care of every step of the way. The solarium is very relaxing, for example. You know, it just feels like it's not as buzzy as when you be on other ships. I just feel like there's just, they hit the mark really, Holland America Line, time and time again. They're quite well known for their culinary arts centre. So the executive chef, the party planner, run lots of activities, lots of cooking activities, whether it's a demonstration or you're actually partaking and cooking something. You're going to love that part of this experience. And talking of enrichment, you know, they fly on leading experts in their field to do lectures for you or interactive experiences. They might have a guest coming into the gift shops, for example, to bring on a product line of you know, thematically inspired products. So everything's all tied in to your itinerary. So it makes it very relevant. And even the wine and food pairings, I love that about Holland America Line. I was fortunate to work with this brand for almost a decade. And I have to say, you know, it was just an absolute pleasure working for them. They really take care of their own. And you'll notice that, you know, you'll notice the standard of service. Nothing is ever too much. You just feel like you're well taken care of, and they really do go above and beyond. Yeah, it's amazing. You're going to love it. You won't want to leave. But luckily for you, you've got 2 full weeks to enjoy this adventure. Oh, then there's the entertainment. Where do we even begin? Lincoln Stage Centre, BB King's. You know, you're going to be finding Billboard as well. Lots of music. It is alive with music, Holland America Line for sure. So, cruising out of Dover, we're going to be heading first up into Rotterdam in the Netherlands, which is a very dramatic city for architecture. I love just walking along the main promenade and taking it in. But you're not far away, because it's springtime, from the tulips, which you can go and see. Of course, you book an excursion. It's Casablanca in Morocco. You know, incredibly romantic port. I mean, think of the movie. But you've also got the exciting, you know, architecture to visit, such as the Hassan II Mosque and the market. Then we're into Agadir. Both of these ports will be great for shopping, by the way. If you're wanting to pick up keepsakes and souvenirs, then head to the markets. The Souk El Had is also a great one to visit. And if you want to book an excursion with the explorations team on board, that will be a great thing to do. Lanzarote's next, and it's very geothermal, Lanzarote. You've got geysers, you've got your natural hot springs that you can visit as well. But the dunes, that's a fun adventure to do a dune safari whilst you're there. Hopping into Tenerife next. Now, Tenerife has got the Mount Teide National Park, which is UNESCO World Heritage. Kind of looks a little bit like the lunar landscape. They've actually filmed movies up there too. So you can hop on an excursion that will take you up into the national park. Before we head to Funchal in Madeira. Madeira is vertical. It's got terraced hillsides and cliffside villages and ancient irrigation canals. You know, a lesser known experience here, something different to do would be the Levada Walk. Then it's Lisbon, and Lisbon feels very atmospheric. It's a wonderful city, the capital of Portugal, in fact. Now, there's tiled staircases, quiet viewpoints, and neighbourhoods that are full of life to explore on the famous trams. So here's an overview for you. Of course, you're flying into London. You've got a couple of days there before you embark on this adventure taking you to the Netherlands, beautiful Africa, Morocco, 2 ports there, Canary Islands, Madeira in Portugal, Lisbon in Portugal, and then we're going to be flying you back to Australia after you disembark in Dover.
It's lovely. I do love the variety of this. I really, really do, because you are getting very, very different ports, very, very different countries as well. The feel of the Netherlands is very different to the UK. The Canary Islands have, as Joe says, those wonderful, almost lunar landscapes. It's lovely, but the whole thing is a really lovely, joyous springtime adventure. Europe and the Canary Islands, very, very popular package already here at CruiseAway, and I'm going to show you why. And also, when you're on board with Holland America Line, I have to say, what a welcome, a really, really warm welcome when you're on board. And this, for me, is a really charming trip as well. So you're going into London, you're spending some real time in London, enjoying the stay there, and then just cruising this wonderful variety of different places: the Netherlands, North Africa, the Canary Islands, Madeira, the Garden Island, and so much more. I really love the sound of this, and your price from CruiseAway includes your flights, the 3-night London stay, and then 2 weeks of this lovely warm welcome. I want to do that whenever I think about Holland America Line, because it is like a big hug that looks after you on board. The team are amazing, and the ships are just the right size with the right number of people. You never feel like you're waiting. Everything feels very relaxed. There's a lovely broad range of enrichment and entertainment for you to enjoy. I'd be there in a heartbeat tomorrow, and all you need to do right now is call us with a deposit if you want to lock this price today, because lots of people have already. Here's the details for you to do that. It's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity, I have to say, even to the fact that when putting this package together, we've also included the very back end of the cruise when you cruise back into the White Cliffs of Dover, and that's worth a moment capturing on your phone as you come back into Dover. We'll then transfer you from there to the airport in London to fly back. So we really have made this as complete and as easy for you as we possibly can. Of course, if you want to tailor around that package, of course you can do that. Longer in London, somewhere else before London, somewhere else after London, after the cruise maybe. Just let us know and we'll tailor a package that is bespoke to you. Just call us right now, 1300 408 764. It's incredible, the choice that you've got here. One more then. One more Holland America Line adventure, and this time it's going to take us on a curated journey in October of 2027 as Holland America Line and the History Channel collaborate on a journey of natural wonders and Norse heritage. Now, this 3-week trip begins with a flight from Sydney back over to London again, and this time it's a crisp autumnal 2-night hotel stay.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? And you'll get to see the changing leaves as well in some of the big parks like Hyde Park, St James's Park. That's going to be wonderful. But London is a city that is thriving and vibrant in all seasons, and there's lots of wonderful museums to visit, a lot of them which are free, by the way, when you're in London. So take advantage of Victoria and Albert Museum. You've got the Natural History Museum, the National Portrait Gallery. Then we're down to Dover, and we're going to be cruising on board the new Staten Dam for 14 wonderful nights back again, heading up to the Arctic Circle 50 nights actually. That's nice, isn't it? So I just think the greatest thing about Holland America Line is that their ships are actually geared up for longer cruises too. So 15 nights, a little bit longer. They have self-service laundry, for example, and they just, the whole way they're designed, they know some people come on board for 6 months at a time. Honestly, they do. So, you know, it will be just the right, you know, pitch for you for this cruise, I think. And it is about the finest things in life on Holland America Line. It's not about the all singing, all dancing, big entertainment you get on other ships, although there is entertainment, but it is about the quality of life. It's about voyaging. It's about, you know, enrichment and just thinking, you know, this is a proper grown-up cruise, and it feels just the right measure of entertainment versus relaxing when you're on Holland America Line. Of course, there's lots of different things that you can do. You will always receive your daily program, which has got everything listed in it, and they will have everything from the cocktail of the day to the time that the ship arrives in port to where you pick up your daily quiz and Sudoku. So everything's listed on there. It's foolproof. And then they'll have all the activities. You know, everything will be marked on the, you know, on the guide for you. So you don't have to miss a thing because you just check it out and then you're like, oh, hang on a minute, bingo's now. I'm going to go and do that. Oh, there's a movie at this time in the theatre. Oh, wait, hang on, they're doing a line dance class. This time is what lunch is served from this time to this time. So it is completely up to you how you plan your time on board. Perhaps you're going to head up to the spa and enjoy some wonderful treatments up there. And they have lots to choose from, don't you worry. You can have everything from acupuncture to tweakments whilst you're on board a cruise ship, or teeth whitening. They really do have a fully equipped spa which rivals some of the best in the world from some of the top hotels. How about the Rudy's Celle de Mer French Brasserie? Now, this is one of your specialty restaurants with a menu designed by master chef Rudy Soderman. And you've got incredible food in there. They also have the Pinnacle Grill, which is unbelievable. The steakhouse on Holland America Line is unbelievable. And Nama Sushi as well. Yeah, some lovely options for you. So we're cruising out of Dover. And first up, we're going to be heading into the Netherlands, Rotterdam, which is known for its architecture, and you'll find, you know, just wandering down the main promenade, the main drag, these incredible buildings, asymmetric buildings, which are sort of an iconic viewpoint. There's also the Delft Pottery Factory to visit before we head to Ålesund, which feels refined and coastal, and it's been rebuilt in an elegant Art Nouveau style after there was a big fire in the 1900s. So something to do here would be the Mount Axler panoramic walk, so you can get a good viewpoint of the city. Andelsnes is next, and it sits deep in alpine scenery. The Trollsden Mountain Road and Scenic Lookout Tour, which you can book with the ship, will give you a nice sort of balance of scenic versus town centre. Then it's Trondheim, which was once Norway's Viking capital. Now, you can head to the Nidaros Cathedral in Old Town on a local walk and learn about some of the folklore of the Vikings. I think that would be fascinating. Before we head into Leknes, Leknes, really quite unusual port. We don't see it very often. It's in the Lofton Islands. And jagged mountains and, you know, really rugged landscapes will greet you in this port, of course. It is a place of natural beauty. Then it's Tromsø. Tromsø feels quite Arctic. Obviously, you are really far north here, which is fascinating. You've got the Polaria Aquarium to visit. You know, get to see a lot of marine life from this region, which would be great. Then we have an overnight in Alta. Now, you've got in Alta, of course, you've got the Northern Lights. You can head to an igloo hotel overnight, and there's even a husky adventure, but this is sort of an optimum opportunity for you to potentially see the Aurora Borealis. So that would be amazing, wouldn't it? I think the husky adventure, I mean, that's something you've got to do in Norway. Kristiansand awaits, and this is spread across small islands. They're all linked by bridges and ferries. So the Atlantic Road Scenic Drive is the standout excursion here, and it will give you a dramatic viewpoint of this port. Before we reach Bergen, which is atmospheric and historic all at the same time. Now, the Briggen Wharf and Floben Funicular is a nice one to do. So you can see it pictured there. It takes you right up over the city. Now, we're going to end the cruise in Rotterdam, and then we're going to take a train to Amsterdam, where you'll enjoy 2 nights in a hotel. Brilliant. In the Dutch, one of the most exciting cities in Holland, full of museums and incredible history. And of course, a lot of the locals get around by bicycle. You could do that while you're there. Great cheese and also incredible culture. Incredible culture. So the Anne Frank House is a must-see. You can take a nice river cruise, perhaps head to the Van Gogh Museum or the Diamond Museum whilst you're there, or maybe shop for some diamonds. So after all of that excitement, I'm going to fly you back to Oz. So flying into London, having a couple of days there before we head on to some of these amazing far reaches of Norway, searching for the Northern Lights, which you might have a very good chance of seeing, especially alongside the scenic cruising, the Arctic Circle, for example. And then we are finishing up in fantastic Holland before we fly you home.
And of course, this is all about Holland America Line's collaboration with the History Channel on this very, very special cruise. And I'll tell you more about that in just a moment. But you've got the magic and intrigue of this part of the world. I love your finishing in Amsterdam. It's incredible. And you are going to learn so much on this trip and hopefully see some wonderful sights as well, especially up in the sky. Fingers crossed for you. Here is your price tag for the whole entire holiday, and it's such a big and wonderful package, this one. And really, this is all about the allure of the aurora, the Northern Lights, nature's incredible light show in the Arctic Circle. And fingers crossed you come eye to eye with that. This is, again, already a very, very popular package. These special collaboration cruises book up well in advance, because actually what you're doing here is you're combining the stunning Norwegian fjords and the Arctic Circle together, which is wonderful. But you'll have on board guest astronomers, historians and speakers as part of this collaboration with the History Channel. So it's going to take you on a fascinating journey into the land of the Vikings and their history as well, and you'll find out so much. I mean, this is brilliant. A deposit today with our team secures your price for this offer, which includes so much. Let's take a look at the details for you. So your Sydney flight to London with a 2-night hotel stay there, then 15 nights on board Holland America Line with the History Channel together on this fabulous cruise on New Staten Dam, with that signature warm welcome, the entertainment, but with the added guest speakers, entertainment, history, local performance will happen in Norway as well while you're there. They'll bring on performers from Norway. So it's going to be really, really interesting, a very kind of unique and different cruise, which is wonderful. And there aren't many going to this part of the world, so this would be a very, very good one to snap up right now with a deposit. And all you need to do is call us today, toll free, 1300 408 764, and that's all yours. It's as simple as that. I can't believe we've come to the end of the show already, and there's so much more to tell you. The Holland America Line story goes back 150 years, and we can show you some amazing holidays, some much sooner than 2027. So if you want to go even sooner, if you know the cruise line already and you know roughly when you want to go, just give our team a call. We will make it happen. But listen, thank you for your company. Joe and I will be back with you again very, very soon. We've got regular shows here at CruiseAway, always with great ideas for seeing the world. So see you soon.
Mind how you go.